welcome to this in-depth discussion on how to deal with failure as a Stoic. In today's script, we explore the timeless wisdom of Stoicism, a philosophy that teaches us to accept life's challenges with equanimity, perseverance, and calm determination. Failure is an inevitable part of the human experience, and as Stoics, we are taught not to fear or be overwhelmed by it, but rather to embrace it as an opportunity for growth and self-improvement. This script will guide you through the principles of Stoicism that help transform failure from a source of discouragement into a powerful catalyst for personal development and inner strength. Throughout this discussion, we will delve into several key themes: understanding the nature of failure, the importance of accepting what is beyond our control, the practice of self-reflection, and the transformative power of resilience. Drawing inspiration from the teachings of Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus, we will see that failure is not a final destination but a necessary part of the journey toward wisdom and fulfillment. The ideas we explore here are designed to help you develop a mindset that remains steadfast even in the face of adversity. Let us now embark on this journey to understand and harness the power of Stoic resilience in overcoming failure. To begin, it is important to understand that failure is a natural and inevitable aspect of life. No one, not even the most accomplished individuals, escapes the occasional setback or mistake. In the Stoic view, failure is not something to be shunned or hidden. Instead, it should be embraced as a lesson that guides us toward a deeper understanding of ourselves and the world around us. When we fail, we are given the opportunity to examine our actions, reassess our values, and align our efforts with a purpose that is true to our inner nature. Failure is the universe's way of teaching us humility, encouraging us to be more adaptable, and inviting us to refine our approach in a more thoughtful manner. At its core, Stoicism teaches us that while we cannot control external events, we can always control our reactions to them. This realization is particularly liberating when dealing with failure. When faced with a setback, a Stoic does not waste energy in lamenting over what cannot be changed. Instead, they focus on what they can influence: their thoughts, emotions, and actions. This mindset is rooted in the understanding that the only true control we possess is over ourselves. Failure, then, becomes less of an insurmountable obstacle and more of a stepping stone toward better decision-making and a more resilient character. One of the most powerful practices in Stoicism is the art of self-reflection. After encountering failure, it is essential to engage in honest introspection. Ask yourself, what did I learn from this experience? How can I improve my actions in the future? By reflecting on your mistakes without harsh self-judgment, you create space for growth. Stoicism encourages us to treat our failures as experiments that provide invaluable data about our strengths and weaknesses. Each failure holds within it a hidden lesson that, once uncovered, can guide us toward a more virtuous and fulfilling life. Consider the wisdom of Epictetus, who reminds us that while we may not be able to control the circumstances that lead to failure, we can always control how we interpret and respond to those circumstances. This interpretation is where our power truly lies. The negative emotions often associated with failure, disappointment, frustration, or regret, can be transformed through the lens of Stoic philosophy into fuel for progress. By choosing to see failure as a temporary setback rather than a permanent defeat, we cultivate a resilience that fortifies our spirit and prepares us for future challenges. Another fundamental aspect of Stoicism is the acceptance of what is beyond our control. In life, many factors contribute to our successes and failures, and it is crucial to recognize that not all of these factors are within our influence. By accepting that some elements are external and unchangeable, we free ourselves from the burden of excessive worry and self-blame. This acceptance is not a sign of passivity, but rather a strategic focus on what truly matters: our own character and effort. In this way, failure becomes less about external judgment and more about the internal process of aligning our actions with our core values. The practice of detachment is another key element in managing failure stoically. Detachment does not mean indifference, it means understanding that our worth is not defined by our successes or failures. A Stoic does not cling to the outcome of any particular endeavor but rather remains focused on the integrity of their actions. This perspective allows us to navigate the highs and lows of life with a balanced mind. In the aftermath of failure, detachment helps us to prevent our self-esteem from being overly tied to external validation or the opinions of others. We learn to measure our worth by the virtue of our conduct, not by transient achievements. Resilience, a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy, is built through the repeated experience of overcoming adversity. Each failure we face is an opportunity to strengthen our inner resolve. The Stoic approach to resilience involves embracing discomfort as a natural part of the journey. Just as physical exercise builds strength through strain, our character is fortified by the challenges we endure. Instead of seeking a life devoid of obstacles, we are encouraged to engage actively with the trials that come our way. By doing so, we not only learn how to cope with failure but also how to emerge stronger and wiser from each experience. An important lesson to learn from Stoicism is that our perception of failure is often more detrimental than failure itself. When we overvalue our mistakes or allow them to define us, we give them more power than they deserve. A Stoic understands that the meaning we assign to an event is subjective and can be reshaped by our perspective. By reinterpreting failure as an inevitable and instructive part of life, we take away its sting and allow ourselves to move forward with greater clarity and purpose. This shift in perception is a critical step toward cultivating a mindset that sees every failure as a precursor to eventual success. Embracing failure also means acknowledging that life is a continuous process of trial and error. The path to excellence is rarely a straight line, it is filled with detours, setbacks, and moments of doubt. Yet, it is precisely this journey, with all its imperfections, that molds us into the individuals we are meant to become. Stoicism teaches us that perfection is not the goal, but rather progress. By celebrating the small victories along the way and learning from each misstep, we create a life that is rich in experience and wisdom. Each failure is a chapter in our personal story, a narrative that, when viewed through a Stoic lens, is imbued with meaning and potential. It is also essential to recognize that dealing with failure is not a solitary endeavor. The support and wisdom of a community can provide invaluable strength during times of hardship. Stoicism encourages us to seek out like-minded individuals who share a commitment to living virtuously, even in the face of adversity. Through open dialogue and shared experiences, we can learn new strategies for coping with failure and gain perspective on our own struggles. This collective wisdom reinforces the notion that we are all on a shared journey of self-improvement, and that every setback is an opportunity to connect, learn, and grow together. In practical terms, dealing with failure as a Stoic involves several actionable steps. First, acknowledge the failure without judgment. Recognize it as an event that has occurred, and allow yourself to feel the associated emotions without letting them define your entire being. Second, reflect on the experience. Identify what went wrong, and determine what lessons can be drawn from the situation. Third, make a plan for moving forward. Use the insights gained from your reflection to adjust your approach, and commit to continuous improvement. Lastly, maintain a mindset of acceptance and detachment. Remind yourself that failure does not diminish your inherent worth, and that every experience, whether positive or negative, contributes to your overall growth. In conclusion, the Stoic approach to failure is both pragmatic and liberating. By accepting that failure is an integral part of life, we empower ourselves to learn, adapt, and ultimately thrive. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what is within our control, to embrace the lessons that failure offers, and to cultivate resilience in the face of adversity. The wisdom of ancient philosophers remains remarkably relevant today, providing us with a framework to navigate life's inevitable challenges with dignity and strength. Remember, failure is not the end of your story, it is simply a part of the process that shapes you into a wiser, more capable individual. As you continue on your journey, keep in mind that every setback holds the seed of a new beginning. The Stoic path is not about avoiding failure at all costs, but about using it as a stepping stone to greater understanding and personal excellence. Embrace each moment, learn from your mistakes, and forge ahead with the confidence that every experience, no matter how challenging, is an essential part of your growth. Through the lens of Stoicism, failure becomes a teacher, a guide that helps you navigate the complexities of life with resilience and grace. Stay true to your values, remain steadfast in your pursuit of virtue, and let each failure inspire you to become the best version of yourself. Thank you for engaging with this script on dealing with failure as a Stoic. May the wisdom of Stoicism guide you toward a path of continuous learning, self-reflection, and unyielding strength in the face of adversity.